Some people say the worst part of renting is dealing with repairs. But trust me, the worst part is dealing with a landlord who thinks the law doesn't apply to him. For 3 years, I lived under one of the most toxic landlords you could imagine. And in the end, he pushed me too far. This is the story of how I finally got revenge, and how his greed ended up costing him everything.
Please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell to receive notifications every time we upload a new video.
I rented an apartment in a small Midwestern city. Nothing fancy. In fact, it was the opposite of fancy. Illegal plumbing, a porch that looked like it would collapse if you breathed on it, and a gas heater that probably violated every safety code in the book. But I stayed because rent was reasonable, I always paid on time, and I figured, hey, most landlords are annoying anyway. Wrong. This man wasn't just annoying, he was predatory. It started small. He stole my dryer and other household products from the common area. Then he tried to charge me for a plumbing repair that was literally just wear and tear. When I refused, he retaliated. Suddenly, I was getting letters about parking spots, threats of higher rent, and even attempts to break into my apartment. For 3 years, I never missed rent, except for one time when I was a couple days late because of the plumbing bill he dumped on me. And of course, he used that as another excuse to harass me. This place was falling apart. The plumbing? Illegal. The porch? Unsafe for years. The ceiling paint? Always peeling. The gas heater? Not even close to code. And every time something broke, he acted like it was my fault. The truth is, he didn't care about safety or laws. He only cared about squeezing more money out of tenants. The final straw came when he announced he was raising my rent by $500 a month. $500 on an apartment that was already falling apart. I knew then I wasn't going to stay another second under his control. But before leaving, I had one last move to make. 4 days before moving out, I called the building inspector. I told him everything. The porch, the illegal plumbing, the heater, the endless code violations. The inspector showed up the very next day. I watched him take measurements and jot down notes. Each violation carried a $500 per day fine until it was fixed. I don't know what happened after, but I do know this. My landlord was suddenly on the city's radar. For the first time, the power shifted, and it felt amazing. A week before I moved out, my landlord tried to play tough again. He told me I had to leave at a specific time, like he could just order me around. He even threatened to call the police if I didn't. So I flipped the script. That morning, I went to the police myself and explained the situation. When he showed up, harassing me and making threats, I called the cops. They arrived and told him, point blank, I was in the right. He wasn't expecting that. Later that day, while I was out moving boxes into storage, he broke into my apartment. He didn't just break in, he nailed my front door shut. That was the last straw. I called the police again and demanded a supervisor. By the time they arrived, he had already fled, probably. I filed a full police report. Not only was my landlord slapped with massive daily fines for all those code violations, but now he was facing a felony charge for breaking and entering. 3 years of harassment, threats, and intimidation. And finally, he was the one answering for his actions. Here's what I learned. Sometimes you can't fight fire with fire. You fight it with the truth. The law is there for a reason. And when people abuse their power, eventually it catches up with them. So to my old landlord, if you're watching this, thanks for teaching me how sweet justice can be.
So what do you think about this story? Have you ever been in a similar situation? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.